Aujourd'hui, on va faire dans le Rambam, on va faire dans le Rambam les lois de Teshuva, chapitre 5. On va commencer comme ça. So everyone is given the choice. So if he wants to push himself to be a tzaddik and do good things, then it's according to his own choice. And if he wants to push himself to the evil side to do bad deeds, then it's also he has free will to do it. And this is what's written in the Torah, that the man was created was created like ourselves, that he would know good and bad, right? When Hashem was with the angels, they said that the man was created, then he's going to know good and bad, and therefore there's also the free will, right? Like an animal doesn't know what's good and bad, and that would be the difference. So to say that the human was unique in the world, and is unique in what's unique about the human, that it's only him that has free will. That he himself, with his own knowledge and his own thoughts, that you should know what's good and what's bad. And therefore he can choose whatever he wants to do, and there's no one forcing him, forcing his hands to do good or to do bad. So, and this is what happened with that Adam that he picked from the fruit, and then he was kicked out of the Gan Eden. So now the Rambam, he goes very hard on the regular people. He said, do not let it enter your mind what the foolish people think. And the majority of the ignorant of Am Yisrael. That Kadosh Baruch Hu is gozer on the man from his creation. That Hashem decrees what's going to happen in the man's life, meaning that this guy will go and he will go around and beat up someone, or this guy will go and become a millionaire, and he will go and give money to this person.
Well, my question is, in a sense, wouldn't it be true that it is decreed? Because regardless of because knowing the outcome of whatever choice someone takes, meaning that should decree a certain amount of possibilities, meaning that God, let's say that he gave you the free will to choose between good and bad, regardless of what you do, he also created every outcome, and he knows every outcome. So whatever that you choose, he did create that fate.
You're right, but then okay, so we'll continue the Rambam, but just to say quickly that if, let's say, now someone knows, let's say for example, I'll give you a test, right, and I give you multiple choices, so I know the answers, but I don't know what you're gonna, and I couldn't even know what you're gonna pick. But then I'm not the one pushing you to pick something. That's different.
Okay, yeah.
So you have. So it doesn't mean, let's say, if the teacher. So especially if there's a mashal. Now the nimshal is that Hashem, he puts us in this world. Then we have free choice to do things. But even if he knows the future, because he's all knowing, then it does not affect that we had free choice to do it. Now we're going to bring many people. The Rambam is going to bring it to prove that a Jew cannot believe, even for 1%, that he's controlled by Hashem or he's controlled by any other entity.
But is there any case, because I've heard stories of stuff like that where it's like God's hand has a role in like stuff that are like happening on earth?
No, of course, no, because you have to know there's a distinction. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he has a hand in the world, so he brings you in situations, he brings you certain things, he sends you your money, he can bring you in a situation where you meet a girl, but then if let's say you decide you're going to get married, or you're going to decide if you're going to do a certain thing, you're going to get divorced. So a lot of things in your life that you choose to do, and then based on what you did, let's say if you just want to choose to scream at someone, you choose to steal from someone, right? So Hashem didn't push him to do this. Maybe Hashem put him in a situation, but then he always has the free choice to pick. Will I do something good, or will I do something bad?
Yeah.
So now this could be that now that Hashem put him that. Let's say with Abraham, for example, go and sacrifice your son. You have the free choice. Am I going to sacrifice him, or am I not going to listen to Hashem? So let's continue. So and now the Rambam is putting us in all in our place. He says it's not like that a person that Hashem chooses what a person will be when he's born. כל אדם ראוי לו להיות צדיק כמו שרבנו. Everyone has the ability to be a צדיק like כמו שרבנו, או רשע כירובעם, or it can be a רשע like ירובעם, או חכם או שחל, or it can be an intelligent person, or it can be a stupid person, או אחמן או אכזרי, or it can be someone who will have pity, או אכזרי, or it can be someone who's going to be cruel, או כלאי יהושע, or it can be someone who's going to be very generous, or it's going to be someone who's going to be very cheap. וכן שאר כל הדעות, and this is the same thing with all the other דעות, right? So someone's going to be very is going to be very cheap, or he's going to be very generous. וכן שאר כל הדעות. ואין לו מי שיכפהו ולא גוזר עליו ולא מי שמושכו לאחד משני הדרכים. And there is no forces, right? And there's no one that pushes him to go from one side or the other. משני הדרכים to either good or bad. אלא הוא מעצמו ומדעתו, but he from himself, ומדעתו and from his own knowledge, נוטה לאיזו דרך שיצא. He pushes himself to the side that he wants. הוא שהוא אמר, מפי עליון לא תצא הרעות והטוב. That's what it says. In Yirmiyahu, it says, from the mouth of Hashem, neither evil or good will come. Right? So it's not decreed on someone if he's going to do good things or bad things. So Rambam explains this verse that Hashem does not choose if a person will be good or bad. And this is why when a person sins, he's losing himself, right? Because he chose the sin. And this is why he has to cry, and he has to go and mourn for all the sins that he did, and that he brought evil on himself because he did those sins. And what that's written after, right? And then it's written in the verse that what should a man grieve? And then at the end of the verse it says of his sin. So what should you be scared about? What should you be thinking? Why? Oh, I don't keep Shabbat. I don't eat kasher. I'm with a goya. I'm doing this and this and that. This is what I have to worry about. Why? Because I'm doing this for my own free will. And since it's my own free will, then I can get punished for it. And Hashem will punish a person for doing those things. And this is why a person cannot say, oh, Hashem, I was born like that. It's not my fault. And the person will think, will say the same way that it's in our hands and with our own minds that we chose to do evil things. We chose to steal. We chose to lie. We chose to be to sell drugs to kids. So it's fitting for us to go and do Teshuva and to leave our evil ways. Because the free will is now in our hands. And this is why it's written in the verse, let us search and examine our ways and return to Hashem. Right? So now a big question also. Of course, we have to believe in this. Because if not, then why do we have to go and do Teshuva at all? Hashem already programmed us to be a lefty, or he programmed us to be a rasha. He programmed us to go against to be pro-criminal, to be
that, like you said, that like didn't ask to be born. That said that.
Right, exactly. So it's like I didn't ask to be born to do what I want. No, this is nonsense. Because you're choosing not to be a rasha. No one's pushing you in any direction. And Rambam continues even stronger. And this is a fundamental concept. And it's a pillar of the Torah. And of mitzvot and from the mitzvah re natati lefanecha yom et hachaim. It says, behold, I've said before you today life. I've said before you life. And then the end of the verse it says life and good, death and evil. Okay, so you have two options. It's written in another verse. It says, behold, I've said before you today, and then the verse continues. Bracha uklala. Right, I've said before you a blessing and a curse. Kilomar sharishut biadchem. So what does it mean? It means that you have the own free will to pick either life and good and bracha, or to pick bad, evil, and death, evil, and curse. A person can pick exactly the same things, right? You have life, death, good, evil, bracha, blessing, klala, curse. A person has those options. And what are the guidelines to know what is good and evil? Is through the eyes of the Torah. It's Kadosh Baruch Hu who give it to us. And about this, about this subject, it's written מי ייתן והיה לבבם זה לזה, כלומר, שאין הבורא כופה בני אדם ולא גוזר עליהם לעשות טובה או רע, אלא הכל מסור להם. So this verse comes and teaches us that because it's written in the verse there that השם עצום מייחד שלבבם של ישראל יימשך ליראה אותו כל הימים, כן הדבר תלוי בגזירתו אלא במעשה. So Rav Stein thought, that's a huge time in Chacham. What did he say? He explains the verse to say that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when the Jews are fearing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem is hoping, he's wishing that the Jewish people will continue in this way, of fearing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, having love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and continuing in the righteous way, right? But but the question is, why is he hoping? If he can just do it, no. So of course, it's not Hashem that makes us do Torah and Mizot. It's that we do it from ourselves. And there's actually a Gemara that says about this. It says, "Akol bidei shamayim." Everything comes from shamayim, right? So if a person is going to get married, if he's going to have children, if he's going to get money, what type of job he will have. So all those different things that are not specifically, let's say, to Irat Shamayim, for example. It's not basically with good and evil, right? So it's just things that happens in life. Rich family. You can come from a rich family. You can come with family with 10 kids. You can come be the son of a rabbi. So this is Hashem puts him in a situation.
Yeah.
However, what does he have in his hand is the free will to choose if he's going to do good or bad in the situation. And that's what the Gemara says. Akol bidei shamayim chutz mirat shamayim. Except for fear of heaven, everything is in the hands of Hashem, except for fear of heaven. Why? Because this was a gift that Hashem gave to us, that we should do the work to go and build our fear of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if we have the fear, then it will prevent us from doing any averot. And if we have the fear, it will make us want to go and it will make us do and accomplish all the mitzvot, right? The positive commandments. So the Rambam finishes off that halacha, and he says, it says that kol masur lahem, that everything is left in our hands, that we have the full choice. And now the Rambam is going to bring proofs like we just explained. How do we know that it's all in our hands? Halacha dalet. If now Hashem already decided this one's going to be a tzaddik or this one's going to be a rasha. Or if there was something that was pushing the person, right, from the time that he was born to choose a certain pathway, or to choose one of the different character traits, or to choose one of the knowledges, one of the to choose one of the ways of thinking or one of the different midot, right? Or to do a certain things that would push him to force him to do something. Right? Like they put in their hearts, the fools, right? They put in their hearts. For example, the people that use astrologies, so they look in the stars, they look at the 12 horoscope, and they think, oh, you're a Scorpion, so that means this and this will happen to you. So that's it, you're done. Oh, you're I don't know what's the other one there. You're the what's it called? I don't know. Give me another sign.
Aquarius.
Aquarius. There you go. Oh, so that means you're gonna be very rich. Don't worry. You can go sleep. The money's gonna be coming inside your pocket.
Okay, so I have one question. Just because I've read it in like a midrash, I forgot in which part, but basically, like apparently, people are born with certain like character traits that based on like when they're born, but that it's not set in stone. So I just want to know, how does that relate, if that's true or not?
No, so it's true that the person can be born with a character trait, right? But at the same time, we're saying that even if a person has a character trait, then of course he can work on himself to control it. Let's say now someone is very stingy. So the Rambam is going to say that he has to give every day. He has to give $1. Eventually, he will break out of this stinginess. Someone's very lazy, so 3-4 days he's going to wake up early. He's going to push himself, and then eventually, so those are traits that a person can go and break from. But we're saying here that those traits will make you that you will become evil, or will make you that you will be good. You understand? So we're not saying
but someone that's like stingy, which is a bad thing, wouldn't that push him more towards the stingy side of being like to not share, to not give? Because
so you can say something like that, but I'm saying that that in reality, deep inside, it does not have the force for you to go make an avera.
Yeah.
So it's not enough to make you, let's say, evil, to do evil actions. So we're saying that even if it's harder, it's like if I tell you someone, shalom, I use sometimes this example. Someone now he's born with an attraction and he wants to go with a married woman. But now, all the other people, they don't want to go with this married woman. He wants to go. He fell in love with her. So now he has a much bigger yetzirah about this. So now let's say someone he's crazy and he thinks about kids. But I'm sure he didn't wake up one day let me be a crazy person, but he ended up thinking about kids. So now his evil inclinations will be much stronger in that space. But at the same time, if he does an action or if he acts on it, it's all going to be his responsibility. And that's why even in this world, the person will be punished for it.
Yeah.
What are we punishing? I'm sorry, I was born like that. I was born with you know how I was born. I'm very stingy, and therefore I didn't pay any of my employees because they don't want to pay them. Okay, so you're coming to jail. Why? But I was born like someone. So we see that even though a person has a character trait, he still has an idea of what is good and what is bad, and therefore it's not enough to say that you're really like you don't have a choice to do this, meaning that you're like a robot. You're programmed that you will be like that. This is very important. So it could be that you have a character trait, even though like we saw in Ilchot Deot, it says there's some character traits that you push more on the left, which push more on the right. But this doesn't necessarily make you if you do an avera or a mitzvah. Okay, and this is why the Rambam continues. שבונים מלמד מטיפשים מעוברי שמים איך היה מצווה לנו על ידי הנביאים עשה כך ואל תעשה כך היטיבו לכם ואל תלכו אחרי רישכם. And then also the Rambam goes and brings דרכם ואל תלכו אחרי רישכם והוא נדחתו בירתו כבר נגזר עליו או הצלתו תמשוך אותו לדבר שאי אפשר לזוז ממנו. Right, so they ask, how did the prophets come and tell us, you have to be righteous, you have to do Torah, you have to do mitzvot? But they say, how is it possible? Because it's already nigzar alav, it's already dependent on us. Hashem already decreed that we're going to be like that, and there's nothing that we can't move 1 inch from it. So that's why if you go to the mazalot, this and that, and this light and this card, so this is going to be you're too bad for you were born the wrong year. Your parents should have had you 6 months before, because it would be. This is shtuyot, understand?
Shtuyot,
Because and it's very important to know that it's shtuyot. Because if a person thinks that those factors are what are going to affect him, if he's going to be a rasha or a tzaddik, then he lost the whole fight. He has to know that he himself, he can be like, it's crazy, the Rambam, what he says. A Jew can be like Moshe Rabbeinu or like Yerovam ben Navat. You can pick. It's crazy. Imagine, like anyone.
Yeah.
Now, we're not like Moshe Rabbeinu, but meaning that if we really wanted and we really did the work, then we can reach. Now, also, it depends, your faculties, all those different things that come, but to say that a person can really reach his full potential in Avodat Hashem if he chooses to. Right? Like Abu Bakr Yosef, he was not born. He was not born like I saw a video at 6 years old. I told you, no?
Mm-hmm.
And when he was 10, he was correcting the Rav, no?
Yeah.
He was correcting the Rav. The guy said, hey, you partzuf, you chatzuf, why are you making the speech now? And then he told him, he told him the whole Gemara is not proper, and then he was the Magid Shiur for 6 months. He was giving the rabbi the shiur.
But it's interesting the thing with the signs because not only is it like crazy that like people would like use that as a sign to like that because of this, because of that, but it also goes into the laws of like of Avodah, where he's taking a sign that has nothing to do with like logic, and he's basing that on like his decisions and like what he's going to do in life.
Exactly.
So it falls in both that it's bad, like in both ways,
No, exactly. Of course, then it will fall in that because then it's a huge crime. It's like whatever.
Anyways.
ואל תעשה כך היטיבו דרככם ואל תלכו אחרי רישכם והוא מתחילתו בירתו כבר נגזר עליו או תלתו תמשוך אותו לדבר שאי אפשר לזוז ממנו ומה המקום היה לאכול התורה כולה ואיזה משפט נבחר מן הרשע או משלם שכר לצדיק. So now the Rambam comes and brings an atomic bomb. He says, ומה המקום היה לאכול התורה? Why do you need the Torah? כולה. ואיזה דין ואיזה משפט? So what judgment? What justice? What will you go and take from the Rasha? Or what reward will you give to the Tzaddik? So we have to know this is the Ikar. So not any rabbi or any person that goes and says, there's no reward and punishment. There's no. This is is over against the principles of faith that there's reward and punishment. A person should know that. A person cannot say, "Oh, now in a weak generation, don't worry, everyone is good. We don't have to keep Torah mitzvot. Everything is okay." No, it's a big lie, because here we clearly hear that with the Torah, that when it tells you there's going to be reward and punishment, it has to come. And it has to be, because it's all dependent on you.
Yeah.
Very important. והכתוב, מן הרשע ובשם שם צווי לתיק. השופט כל הארץ לא יעשה משפט. And what? The judge of the whole world will not do justice? What? It's crazy.
Yeah.
You have to make the judgment. ואל תטמע ותאמר איך יהיה אדם עושה כל מה שיחפוץ ויהיו מעשיו מסורים לו, וכי יעשה בעולם דבר שלא ברשות קונו, לא חוסר הכתוב אומר, כל אשר חפץ השם עשה בשמיים ובארץ. And a person should not be wonder how it's possible for one to do whatever he wants and be responsible for his own deeds. Because is it possible for anything to be done without the permission of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? So really Hashem is permitting this guy to do the Avirah. Right? Like it says in the verse, like we just said in the verse, everything Hashem wanted, he did in the Shamayim and V'aretz. And therefore, now it seems like it's a contradiction. Because now it's Hashem giving you permission to do it. So, so we have to understand that everything that is done is according to His will, and nevertheless we're still responsible for our deeds. So meaning that at the end Mashiach will come, and at the end everything will come, and everything will come. It will go according to Hashem's will. But if we do in between an Avera or a mitzvah, it's on us. But whatever Hashem wanted, let's say the result, it's going to happen according to His will. So it's just you in the situation that you put in, you have those different factors. But it's HaKadosh Baruch Hu that really His will come forth, right? Jumania or Junot.
Yeah.
Okay, and then he continues the Rambam. ככה חפץ להיות אדם רשותו בידו ולכל מעשיו מסורים לו, לא יהיה לו לא כופה ולא מושך אלא הוא מעצמו ובדעתו. So again the Rambam will go and say ככה חפץ להיות האדם רשותו בידו, that the person has his own Hashem wanted, right? Hashem wanted the person to have free will. בידו וכל מעשיו מסורים, that everything will be according to his own free will לו, ולא יהיה לו לא כופה ולא מושך אלא הוא מעצמו ובדעתו, שנתן לו האל עושה שכל האדם יכול לעשות. Right? And therefore, so he himself, with his own initiative, with the knowledge that HaKadosh Baruch Hu give him, will do anything that he's able to do, right? And this is why it's written, according to the knowledge that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him. And this is why he will be judged according to his according to his actions. If he did good, he will get reward. And if he did the bad, we will do bad for him. That's what the Navi says. Right? This is very important. It says, this has been the doing of your hands. You did it yourself. Don't blame anyone. You're responsible. And גם המה בחרו מידכם הייתה זאת לכם. גם המה בחרו בדרכיכם. And then also it says in the next, it says in another verse that they have also chosen this path. ובעניין זה אמר שלמה, this is what Shlomo says, שמח בחור ביהדותך. That Shlomo says that a young man should rejoice in his youth. וידע כי על כל אלי יביאך אלוהים והמשפט. Right? But you should know that everything that happens, Hashem will bring to judgment. Meaning there's nothing that a person can do in this world, whether in privately, whether in public, whether in another country, that Hashem will not bring in judgment. The day of His judgment, everything will be revealed point by point, detail per detail. And therefore, a person can run, and everything that he did, he will be responsible, whether for good or for bad. So the Rambam says that you have in your hands the strength to do. And in the future, you will go give judgment to Hashem. You will give an accounting to HaKadosh Baruch Hu for all your actions. Now the Rambam Now maybe you're going to say, like you said before, but maybe, by HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yodea Kol, He knows everything. Ma what will be, and everything, even before it happens, He knows the future. ידע שזה יהיה צדיק, he knows that this guy will be a צדיק או רשע, או לא ידע, so are you going to say that Hashem, so are you going to say that Hashem will know or he will not know? So either you pick that if he knows, then he knows the future, and basically we can argue that it's the person does not have free will, or maybe we can say the opposite, that really that HaKadosh Baruch Hu
Doesn't know.
the really Hashem doesn't know. Because if Hashem knows that he will be a tzaddik, there's no chance for him not to be a tzaddik. But now if you say that Hashem knows that this person will be a tzaddik, but he has the possibility to be a rasha, it means that Hashem does not know fully what will happen with this person. So if you really say the person has free will, then it can limit, this, if we agree with this, then it's like we are limiting Hashem's Hashem's knowledge. So the Rambam says that you have to know that this, like to answer this question, its measure is longer than the earth and broader than the sea. And also the Rambam adds that there's many great fundamentals and principles and very important concepts that are dependent upon it, because everything will go on this question, right? But he said you have to know what I'm going to tell you right now, and to understand the thing that I'm going to tell you now.
This is to simplify.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we already explained the laws of Yisudat Torah. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu does not know anything outside of himself, right? Meaning because he's the knowledge, so he knows everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
And right? So Hashem knows himself, because he has all the knowledge, and a man, his knowledge and himself are two different things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has his knowledge, but then he has his body, so it's not one. And so his glorious name and his knowledge are one. And someone cannot fully understand how it's possible to have this that his knowledge is one with who he is.
Yeah.
And therefore the Rambam says and the same way that a man cannot understand and really find the essence of the truth of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, of defining what is Hashem, like it's written that a person cannot see Hashem and live, right? So also a person does not have the capabilities and the knowledge to understand the deeds to conceive the deeds of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to know everything that Hashem made in the creation. And since that's what the prophet said. The Navi said in the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, my thoughts are not like your thoughts, and not your ways are my way. So therefore we cannot understand how it's possible that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will know all the possibilities and all the different
All different outcomes.
I guess all the different outcomes that will come from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we will know without a doubt that any actions that a man does, it's made by his own actions. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not the one pushing him to do that action. And it's not only because for a person to go and accept, it's not like only that you have to accept, it's only that you have to accept it as like a tradition, right? So for example, you don't have to accept that, only if you're Jewish you have to believe in this idea. Why? אלא ולא מבינים קבלת הדעת בלבד מאותה דבר זה, אלא בראיות ברורות בדברי החוכמה, right? So there's clear proofs that, and like we just mentioned, Rambam just brought clear evidence that what? That for sure it can't be that there's no that we're forced, and not only that, even in this world, people, why does the judge punish you in court?
Yeah, because you
Of
did something
course,
of your
and
own
the whole
free
world
will,
understand that there's no such the fundamental concept that we have free will, right?
Yeah.
And also in the Bedin, and also the Jewish Bedin, also Bedin Shalmala, we see the punishments. Why? Because we have free will, and if we do not have free will, we'll be like robots. And if we were robots, then there's nothing to say to give. For example, for the animals in general, we're not going to have any rules for them. That let's say they go and they
Yeah,
can eat what they want. Let's
because
say they
it's all
go.
instinct driven.
Exactly. So it's all
Yeah.
instinct driven. So they're in the forest. There's no laws for the
Yeah.
animals. You know that. Oh, this animal took this guy's land. This other animal's land. We're not gonna make laws because they're not free will. So therefore, we're not in the realm of good and evil. And this is why it's written in the Nevuah and the Prophet that we judge someone according to his actions. According to his deeds, if it's good, if it's bad. And this is the ikar, but all the fundamentals of prophecy are relying on, because this is a very important concept. And now, just to finish it off, so what do we have? What do we have coming from there? We have that a Jew can go and pick. Even a non-Jew can go and pick to be a tzaddik, to be a big important person that a Jew can pick to be like Moshe Rabbeinu, or Chaz Shalom, to be like Yeroam ben Navat, and everything like Shlomo Melech said will be brought in judgment. And this is why, since we know this information, in a way, it's also a consolation. That it's not. Oh, it doesn't matter what family we come from. It doesn't matter what school we went to. It doesn't matter. All those things don't matter. That today that we're listening now to the show, or that we're learning, or that at least even that we're alive, then we have this capability to go and get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, to do good actions, and to pick the good. And so it's very important. Chazak Baruch.
Chazak.